How to get prepped for 6.2, which happens to come out on August 23rd, and it's pretty simple. Number one thing everyone should always do is make sure you're caught up on the MSQ. It's the most important thing to always be caught up on, whether it be raid MSQ, that if you're a raider, or the main story MSQ. I mean, that's probably the most important thing they're adding with this patch because there's new trials and dungeons. Just getting caught up on that. Hildebrand, if you care about some of the side stuff, just get caught up on your MSQs, whether it's related to raid or regular story content. For those who want to make gil, there's a few things that you can do. Start by capping out all of your currencies, especially your tomes and your scripts, particularly the white crafted scripts, because they're going to be needed for master recipes, as we should be getting a new master recipe this time. I do the rare, rare integrated armlet or whatever, the crafter level 89 one. There's the culinarian one, those pancakes isn't too bad. I do the carpenter one because it is very easy to gather those mats. There's 2 mats you have to gather, 2 intermediate crafts, and you're done, mainly because I'm lazy. That's why I do it. Do whatever ones that you feel best and maybe stockpile on some of those mats so you can get some of the mats needed for white crafter scripts so you can get that out of the way. Purple scripts might be needed as well because we're getting new crafted gear for raid jobs in this next raid tier for those people who are doing raiding. You may need some of the new sublime inaugural whatever solution, the P. You're going to need more P. And how you get that is with purple scripts. So when custom deliveries come out this week, just make sure you're capped to make sure you buy them. It's just speculative if we need those for the next set of crafts or if they're going to change it up. We don't know for sure. I don't want to recommend that you go get a bunch of it because there's no guarantee that'll be used, but that's what's speculated. So get some of that. And if you feel like it, you can speculate all you want, cap out gems in case there's new gems needed for the potions or the culinarian food that's going to be the best in slot food that's coming with this tier. I'm not going to tell you or recommend anything that you should get just because I hate being speculative and I hate wasting people's time and telling you should get a bunch of this stuff and then it not be used at all. Just know that it's speculative. Going off that is trying to get your tomes maxed out as possible. I understand there's only a week left, so you can only get 450. However, with the next patch, that requirement is going away, and you'll be able to grind them endlessly. If you happen to have them capped, it's going to be easier for you because you're going to be able to buy more of the crafted mats. However, there's nothing in this patch that you can't just buy outright if you're going to need it, with the exception of white crafted scripts. You can buy the mats for it, and you can buy the mats for the crafted gear or whatever you're going to need. So if you have tons of gil, try to stockpile up on that because you can always get the mats you're going to need for anything through the market board. Speaking of the market board and things that you can make gil with, because everyone cares about making gil and that's the only thing anyone cares about in this game is making gil, is how are we going to do it? My recommendation is materia and foods and pots for this raid tier because everyone's going to need materia for the new gear they're going to get, whether it be crafted or the savage tier gear. And everyone's going to need pots and food for the remainder of the tier, and it's going to be best in slot all the way until 6.4. So if I were going to try to make gil, which I'm not, I would make a bunch of food and I would make a bunch of pots because there's longevity and immediate need for it. Where if you want to do crafted gear, you sure can, but it's a one and done. Whether it's people want it for the one time that are going into Savage or for the glamour. You only need it once. You need food and pots throughout the entire time. And my recommendation is if you cannot be first to market, the first item on the market, I would hold off until the week after because it's going to be for those people who didn't have the time or knew they had a week and just didn't have the opportunity to get the crafted gear, and now there's a mad rush because now they have to do Savage. I would wait that week to sell all of my stuff if you cannot get the first to market advantage. It's just my recommendation. But the big money maker here is definitely probably going to be materia. So if you have spare 10s and 9s laying around, you can definitely sell those. The prices of those should skyrocket because everyone's going to need those, regardless if you're raiding or not. So there's some things to keep in mind when you're doing all that. Lastly, you can always, go into your retainers and get all of your you saved up glamour, because we're getting 400 new slots. And then you can just go put it in the RMR right away and then complain about how you don't have enough space again, because, that's what we're going to do. But all in all, there isn't a lot you have to do to really prep for this. Island Sanctuary is coming, but all of that stuff is self-retained. There's no way to really prep for that. You know the ways to prep for Savage tier. We're getting new master recipes. You can save some of the intermediate materials and mats that might be needed. Hopefully I gave you suggestions on some things that you can do to prep for it. And just basically TDLR is just cap all of your currency. That's about the best you can do. But yeah, if you like the video, like and subscribe. You know the deal. If you like anyone else's video, like and subscribe, because it helps creators like us a lot and we really appreciate it. But as always, have a great day.